If you're ready to bring out your BMW's aggressive nature, you're in the right place, because today we don't have just one, not two, but 3 easy ways you can do this. And the best part is that they all work together. What's up everybody, my name is Fritz and welcome to the channel. With BMW evolving into the G chassis of cars, it's definitely left the fan base a bit divided in terms of the design aspect. But I will say that these newer cars have shined a light on the F chassis rear end and how flat and undefined it is. But thanks to my friends over at Souvenir, we're gonna fix that exact issue.
Starting from the top, we'll need some fishing line and an eraser disc to remove the old spoiler and adhesive holding it in. Although not 100% necessary, using a heat gun to warm up the old adhesive will make the removal much easier and give your starting point a little more focus here. If your line gets held up, you can always reheat the area as you move along. However, this went much easier than expected, and that's because the old tape was already starting to degrade and had some patchy coverage. Place it off to the side for now and use a degreaser or detail spray to saturate the area and let it sit here for a minute or two before wiping it down. We want to limit the dirt in this area as much as possible so we don't work it in during the next step, which you can rub off the adhesive manually, but that would take forever and destroy your thumbs. I highly recommend using an eraser wheel here as it's much faster and will save your thumbs. It just takes a little time to get used to as you don't want it to spin at full speed or hold it into one place for too long, otherwise the paint will get damaged. Depending on the type and condition of the adhesive, it may peel right off or it can have a kind of sanding effect without affecting your paint. In real time, this took me about 15 to 20 minutes and I'm very happy with the results, as the eraser wheel got rid of all the old adhesive and left no unexpected residue on the paint. This was actually something I spent some time researching. I've seen some eraser wheels that take forever or leave behind a residue, and that is extremely tough to remove. The other nice thing about this eraser wheel is for those of you who would use it often. Since it can thread on from either side, you can evenly wear it down on both sides, versus only utilizing one side as is the case with the other ones that have the drill bit fixed to the wheel. And after seeing the results here, I would say that it was well worth the extra money. Once it's all off, go ahead and clay the area, then dry it. At this point, don't be surprised if there's witness marks from the old adhesive and scratches. After being on here for so long, it's bound to happen and won't interfere with our new piece that we can now begin to prepare. Use some alcohol to wipe down the underside before placing on the supplied double-sided tape. This will help the tape hold onto the carbon fiber better once it fully cures in about 24 hours. When placing on the tape, just follow the raised lip along the bottom and top sections. There should be enough to run these 2 strips as well as close the gap on the sides. Just be careful to not cut into the carbon fiber when trimming the ends of the tape. Since the spoiler isn't under as much stress as something like a front lip, the double-sided tape should be more than enough to hold it into place. Now, if this design isn't for you, Souvenir does have several options for a variety of chassis. I'll leave a link for this one as well as everything we used in the video in the description, but feel free to browse their website before making your decision. Time for the test fit. This specific spoiler has a lip that mates right up to the edge of the trunk, so no need for the folding trick with painter's tape here. Just ensure it lines up before wiping down the area with alcohol, then peel back some of the double-sided tape. This will allow us to align the spoiler and lock it into place once we get it centered. When peeling off the double-sided tape, do it slowly in small segments to prevent it from tearing. But if it does, at least you have the other side to work from. Hopefully you end up getting a smooth pull from both ends as we did here, and once the ends meet up, pull it out as close as you can from the source. Now press it into place, then wipe it down with some detail spray. If you want to ceramic coat this, I would wait until after the cure time to do it, along with the rest of the car if it's not already coated. This way you can fully coat the car and spoiler without interfering with the double-sided tape. For the diffuser and tips, I coated these off of the car as they don't rely on double-sided tape, and therefore their security won't be impacted if we coat the surrounding areas first. As that cures, the current diffuser is held in place by a push rivet on each end and 6 8mm screws, one behind each rivet and 4 in between the tips. Now we can pull out the bottom corner and with the help of a plastic trim tool, push out the top tabs that run the entire length of the diffuser, allowing us to remove it in about 5 minutes. Bringing in our new piece, it should line right up to the old tabs, but we have a slight hiccup on the corner. In order to get the top corner to sit flush, we have to slightly back out the bottom corner held in by the push rivet. This will require a little bit of testing, but once you figure it out, press in the pin and do the same on the opposite side. Also, the hole screws right behind the pins didn't line up, so I didn't use them. If it becomes an issue later, I can drill the holes for the old screws, which I ended up using a rubber washer with the 4 middle screws to prevent damage to the carbon fiber. Thankfully, a kind stranger already removed the old tips, so all we have to do here is line up and tighten down the new ones that use a 10mm bolt for the clamp. And now you can take a step back to admire the new aggressive look of your BMW.